So I was in group one of the Lahiri group presentations, and we were assigned to read from the beginning of This Blessed House till around halfway through page 148. And for my particular question and analysis, I'm doing paragraph 2, page 142. And my question is, in This Blessed House, we're introduced to Sanjeev and Twinkle. They're both, and they're a newlywed couple who have moved into their new home in Connecticut. And my question is, although they share the same heritage and like cultural background, I wonder what makes them so different from each other. Um, is it safe to assume that Twinkle's carefree and curious personality and Sanjeev's disgruntled, realistic point of view are products of their respective cultural experiences, or to what extent they were immersed in that culture? Um, from the beginning, Sanjeev and Twinkle are very contrasting personalities. This is like most apparent in their reactions to finding all the Christian paraphernalia around their new house. Twinkle really is charmed by them and she's very fond of them. She does what she pleases with them, no matter what Sanjeev says or thinks. The quote that I chose that I thought best exemplified their differences to each other. Page 142, second paragraph. She was like that, excited and delighted by little things, crossing her fingers before any remotely unpredictable event, like tasting a new flavor of ice cream or dropping a letter in the mailbox. It was a quality he did not understand and made him feel stupid, as if the world contained hidden wonders he could not anticipate or see. Um, I thought that quote really best exhibited their personalities respectively. Sanjeev is a really straightforward, single-minded, black and white guy. He has like one way of thinking. There's a right and wrong way to do everything, and he's very concerned with how like the world and his community perceives him. Um, for one, he's the child of first generation immigrants, and he's trying to adhere to like what is expected from him, not only from the world but also from his parents, who are really traditional and still live in Calcutta. And he's also trying to adhere to this perfect American man. He almost has a wish or a checklist. He went to a good school. He got into a really well-paying job, and he's moving up in the ranks really well. He met a girl that was kind of arranged meeting between his parents. They got married, and now he's starting a life together with her. Um, so his way of perceiving the world and like his look at life is that it's very he's very realistic. Okay, I already said all that. Twinkle, on the other hand, she's very idealistic. Although they're both from Indian backgrounds, she and her parents come from California, so she's more of an American, if you will. Um, she's very individualistic. She does what she wants. She doesn't really care about what others think about her, even her own husband. Um, she finds a sense of belonging, or I guess you could say she can connect to these little Christian trinkets, whereas Sanjeev, he kind of more equates community or belonging to conformity. Um, I feel that Twinkle can really connect with these things because she can connect to something as silly as like a religious belief, believing in something as like a god or angels, because she herself is very whimsical and I already said idealistic. But she believes in little things like this that hold such sentiment to some people. Um, excuse me. She knows that these things were very highly valued and hold sentiment to someone, so she figures that might as well be her. And I feel like I can connect to this on a personal level, my personal connection. I live with my grandparents. One is first generation son of Mexican immigrants, and the other is kind of an Okie. She's from the Midwest, went down to Oklahoma, made her way to California. Um, my grandpa, he's a first generation immigrant. He feels like there's one way to do things. He's almost like an alarm clock. He gets up at the same time every morning, um, has a smoke, goes to work. On his way back picks up a beer and a bag of chicharrones, and that's his day every single day. Whereas my grandma is more unpredictable. She never uses the precise cooking measurements. She's not really good at cooking or cleaning in the first place. And in general, she's just very unmethodical. And like you'd think that they would like butt heads all the time, but despite their differences, they both have such an interesting relationship and such a unique way of interacting with each other that they understand. So I hope that was sufficient for this assignment.